Hi guys! I know it's been so long since I've made a video. It's been, I think, at least a month, if not more. I'm not even sure if I remember the last video I made. Sorry I've taken such a long hiatus, but I'm back and I want to make more videos now that the season is changing and it's becoming fall. So today's video is going to be doing a fall makeup look only with drugstore purchases. I have spent way too much money on makeup lately. And so I'm needing to cut back a little bit. So I am going through kind of like my backup bag of makeup and all my makeup and kind of looking at what I have that is not expensive, because I know that I'm probably not the only one in this situation. Not everybody can afford the higher end makeup products. So I wanted to do a whole look totally with just drugstore purchases, inexpensive makeup that you can get at CVS or Walgreens or the grocery store. I do have my eyeshadow palette is from Ulta, but it's in the drugstore makeup section. Not every drugstore has it. It's by NYX, but it's inexpensive and you could definitely find it pretty easily for not very much money. So I just wanted to do something that anybody could do, even if you're on a budget. And so I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. I'm going to start today with Revlon PhotoReady Color Correcting Primer. As far as primers go, this is okay. It does do the color correcting bit, but honestly, I don't really love any drugstore primers. I really just don't think they work as well as higher end primers. I'm really sorry to say that. I know that this is a video about less expensive makeup, but that's just kind of the way it is. I really recommend like Smashbox primer, or even better, Benefit 15-hour primer, which is magic. The foundation I'm going to use today is Revlon ColorStay Whipped Foundation. This is really great for coverage and really great for oily skin, and the color is sand beige. Now I go back and forth in how I apply my foundation. Sometimes I'll apply it with a brush. I'll put some foundation on the back of my hand, put the brush in it, and then apply it that way. Sometimes I apply this foundation just with my fingers, and I really love it that way. And then sometimes I dot it on my face like I did today and buff it in with a brush. It really just depends on my mood, and apparently this was the mood that I was in today. I'm using a Real Techniques buffing brush, but for the most part the brushes that I use are not really going to be important in this video, because really the focus is going to be the makeup and kind of creating a look using makeup that you don't have to spend a lot of money on. I'm going to use my trusty CoverGirl and Olay concealer, Simply Ageless concealer. I think the color that I use is light, but unfortunately I don't think they make this anymore. Every time I go to the drugstore or to the grocery store, or really anywhere that carries CoverGirl makeup, I can't find this pot of concealer, and it really upsets me. I think I have one more pot after this one, but I really need to kind of slow down my usage, because once it's gone I'm going to be really disappointed. There's really no other drugstore concealer like it. I have never found anything that I like as much as this. If there's another concealer that I have to start using after this runs out, it's going to be MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, which costs a lot of money. So I'd really like for them to keep making this so that I don't have to spend money on expensive high-end concealer. Anyway, just dotting that on with my fingers. Not feeling like using the Beauty Blender or something like that today. I'm going to use, again, CoverGirl and Olay Simply Ageless, the powder this time, and this is in shade Light. This, I'm going to get a little bit of coverage from this, but coverage is not really the purpose today. I'm really just trying to set my makeup. I don't want it sliding off, and since I'm not using the best primer, I really want something to make sure that it stays in place for most of the day. Now, I didn't show you this, but I'm using the same powder in a darker color in shade Medium. I'm doing this instead of bronzer because I really think the fall makeup is not going to have these heavy, dark contours. I think it's really going to be, some contouring, but really keeping it natural looking. And for me, because I have very fair skin, bronzers don't really look that great on me all the time unless I'm really going for a striking contoured look. So if I want something a little more natural, I'm going to use just a regular powder, but just a few shades darker than what I usually use. So that's what I'm doing today. Just contouring, in my cheekbones and around my forehead in the typical spots. Next up, I'm going to be using Revlon Cream Blush in Berry Flirtacious. I don't use cream blush that often, but I'm using it today because it's going to give me a more natural look. It doesn't have any shimmer in it, and it's not going to look like a heavy cakey blush. It'll just be kind of like a sheer wash of color. But honestly, for the most part, the reason I'm using this is because I think this is the only blush I have that is not high-end. I don't know what it is about blush, but apparently I don't own blush that isn't, of a higher-end makeup brand. I think my favorites are some of the Benefit face powders and NARS blushes, and I have a couple of others. I have a Bobbi Brown and I have a MAC blush, but apparently I just don't buy blush at the drugstore when I'm there. I buy everything else, mostly mascara, but no blush. Anyway, I do have this cream blush, so that's what I'm showing you today. For my eyeshadow palette, I'm going to use NYX Love and Rio Trio. It's called Barefoot in the Sand, and it's not a very dark eyeshadow palette, which I think is good. I'm not sure that dark eyes are really the focus of the season, but it's of the gray persuasion, and I really think that in the fall, I think these kind of medium grays are going to be really, really pretty. I've had this palette for a while. I think it was actually one of the first things that I ever bought at Ulta, and I talked about it in my very, very first video. I'm using Sigma brushes, and I apologize for that, although I wouldn't really consider them high-end brushes. They're very affordable, but they are really my favorite brushes to use on my eyes. I'm using the E25 and the E35 blending brushes, I think. I applied, I guess I've got them right in front of me. I can probably tell you. I applied that lightest color with the E25 blending brush, and then I am applying this color that you're seeing right now with the E35. And that one is a little more domed. The first one is a little flatter, so it's good for kind of applying the color, and the domed one is great for applying a kind of sheer crease color that I will go back and define with yet another Sigma brush. It's really simple. I mean, you can kind of see that I'm sort of going all over the place and just creating kind of a shade in there so I don't just have one all over color. I'm going to use the third color and apply it with yet another Sigma brush, small tapered blending E45 brush. And this I'm really just kind of taking on the corner of my eyes. I'm going diagonally down toward the lash line, and then in a second I'm going to do kind of further shade my crease a little bit. In England they call it your socket, and I really like it. I don't know why. I don't know why I don't call it socket. I guess I'm just used to saying crease. But I really like that they call it your socket, to shade your socket. So anyway, this is kind of a perfect brush for doing this part. Oh, and now I'm going to blend it. Yes, I did do that too. I'm blending it again with the same brush that I used to apply that first shade color, the E35 blending brush, because, I really just want to blend that dark line. I don't want it to be an obvious line. And using that brush that I used on the color before will sort of mix them together a little bit, and I think that will look good. Honestly, I think that this eyeshadow trio is a little bit darker even in person, but it just doesn't quite show up as dark on the video. I just think it's a really pretty fall palette. And it's super easy. I mean, it's just the 3 colors right in there. They make it super easy for you. Alright, done with the eyes. So next up, I'm going to apply gel liner. I'm going to have to look at this because I can't see it in the video, L'Oreal Lacquer Liner, 24-hour, Infallible. This is a gel liner. It's kind of like the Maybelline Eye Studio gel liner, but I find that this sets better and is actually a tiny bit darker. It's also much creamier. And I apologize, in a minute I'm not even going to be on the screen because I really have to get right up to the mirror to apply my eyeliner, and it's really hard to do when you're recording a video. I mean, I can't really get right up in the video because I can't see it that well, but my mirror is a little too low. So apologies for that, but I'm still at a point where I can't just kind of throw on my gel liner, especially if I'm doing kind of a swoop like this at the corner. It takes me a little while to really get it in there, so yep, here I go, right off the edge of the camera. For my mascara today, I decided to choose the L'Oreal Voluminous Original Mascara. I've tried all the other versions of the L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara, and really I just like the original formula. I think it works best. I think the brush is the best, and so that is what I decided to go for today. It was a hard choice because there are a few drugstore mascaras that I like, but I figured because I hear about this so much from people, this is probably the one that people are most likely to have. So that's what I went for. I decided to add some falsies to the look today. I'm not going to go with a full set of strip lashes. I'm just going to do the accent lashes. These are by Ardell, I believe. They're the 301 accent lashes, and I love these. I wear these all the time these days instead of doing the full-on lashes. They're so easy to apply. I don't have to worry about making sure that inner corner sticks, and they just add this really pretty flare to the outside of my lashes. So I'm not going to speed up this part of the video so that you can see me apply them. They're really simple. You'll see how easy they are. For brows, I decided to forego my Anastasia Brow Wiz, my beloved Brow Wiz, and go with Avon's brow pencil, which I was using before I used Anastasia. And it's dark brown, I believe. Let me double check this. Yep, dark brown. And sometimes I use this as an eyeliner too, and I really like it as a natural eyeliner. I think I used it in a video at the beginning of the summer for a summer makeup tutorial, and I still like it on my lower lid. I don't think it's quite dark enough for my top lid, for me, at least not for this time of year. But it's a great color for my lower lid if I'm not really using a palette that I want to use the eyeshadow underneath. I don't typically like to use black shadow or a black eyeliner underneath anyway, so this is just a really good color to define my eyes without making them super dark. Next up, I'm going to be doing my lips, and if you read my fall transitions post, then you'll see that this year it's really going to be about berry and wine colors on your lips. So I am using Revlon Ultimate Suede lipstick in, what color is it? Supermodel. This will get a little bit darker as it dries, but I'm not really going to give it a chance because I'm going to use a lip gloss on top of it. This is a Maybelline lip gloss, and it's called Plum Luster. It's number 120. And this is a really good fall color. It's not super dark, but it's just this gorgeous plum wine color, and I love the gloss. Matte has been really popular for a while now, and I think gloss is going to be coming back a little bit, so I'm really excited about that because I think gloss is really pretty. And I think that what's really going to be good this year is for the rest of your face to be matte, like not shimmery, not too much highlighting, not shimmery blushes and stuff like that, but really kind of pumping up the gloss just on your lips and keeping everything else matte. So that is the look. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.